Hey, it's Brian again. I was going through an exercise that I do with any of my copywriting clients or anybody that I'm creating an ad for, and I thought it'd be an interesting exercise for you guys to see some of the questions that I ask as I go through to try to create something that'll get attention and stand apart from everything else that's out there. What a lot of people do is they just go with the kind of the herd thinking, and they look around, they see what everybody else is doing, and they want to emulate that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there to a certain extent, you'll be able to recreate some of the success of those people if you go about it the right way. But there's a better way to go about it where you are going to stand out like a red umbrella in a sea of black umbrellas. So as I was going through a particular product where I'm writing the copy and strategizing, creating the funnel, and so I was going through this exercise, and I just want to share with you the questions that we're going through. So I had my handy dandy notebook that I use for all of my things. I work better analog than I do digital. I wanted to walk you through the different questions that I would ask. Don't feel like you need to write this down. I'll have a place you can get these questions after I go through them, so don't worry about that. But I think it's interesting. So the first question I ask is, who are the biggest players in the market? Who are the competitors? Who is this ad going to be competing against? Next, I'll go through what is the sales message? What is the sales argument? So what is the theme? Is there a common theme? Is there something that seems to be working that would betray kind of a familiar understanding among customers and among the people who will be competing against? Where are they advertising? So where are the fish, essentially? Where are the ponds that have the fish that we're looking for in them? Who are they advertising to? So you can't, there are certain ways that you can figure out a little bit more about the demographics of the people they're marketing to, but you can also tell a lot through the sales copy itself. So if your competitors are larger, they're probably going to have a pretty decent ad team, and you can look at it and make some assumptions about who they're targeting. And then really what you're trying to get to is, where is there an opening for our offer? All right. So some other follow-up questions to that. What is the prevailing wisdom about this product? What facts about these products do customers and manufacturers take for granted? Which of these herd think facts can we destroy is one that I love. And so now we're starting to get into the, how can we differentiate ourselves from everybody else that's out there? And then how can we be provocative? How can we make it so that people are going to, maybe they're going to be angry about it, but we want an emotional reaction where it's going to catch people off guard, make them pause, and then bring them into the marketing a little bit more deeply. So, and this is one of my favorite lines of questions, but what sucks about the current products? Okay, what do people say? So I'll go to Amazon or I'll go to other locations and look for the 1, 2, and 3-star reviews. I tend to think of the 3-star reviews as the ones that are the most reliable. 1 and 2 stars could be a delivery issue, something unrelated to the product, or one of those people who is bitter and you're never going to please them, right? So I take out the outliers and try to get to the substance of what people are angry about. And so the 3-star people tend to be the most even keel, and I think those are the most honest reviews, honestly. So, and then once you get those 1, 2, and 3-star reviews, weighting maybe the 3-star reviews and that, then you get a sense for what people are complaining about, what they don't like about it. Then you need to take those complaints and really compare it against what your offer is. So does your product address these complaints? If not, then you're going to have to be creative about how you can separate yourself. If you're white labeling something, for example, and there's 30 other people who are selling the same thing, you may have to differentiate yourself in a different way, maybe with bonuses, maybe there's a guarantee that you can put in there, but there's something you're going to need to do to stand apart from them. But if you're entering the marketplace with something that's an improvement or that's new compared to what else is out there, which is what the client I'm working for now, that's what we're doing, is this is going to be a completely different iteration of what people are used to. So it's a little bit easier in this regard for us to go against the grain, but you're always looking for that thing. What is that piece you can use to separate yourself? And so then we get into the idea of suck points, right? And so what are the suck points of our product? Okay, so for us, what are the things that just really suck about our product? And so for us, the one that we're introducing is a lot more expensive than what people are used to. And so the most obvious suck point for us is that it's just so darn expensive, right? So then I like to map out and phrase things, write things down that might end up being copy, or at least conveys an idea of something that we might address in the copy. And so this one is, on the surface, you might think this sucks because it's so expensive. Yeah. And if I were in your shoes, I totally agree with you. But when you realize that the price reflects that it's a thicker material, that it's higher quality, it's less prone to breaking, when the inspector is looking around and they see your product versus the competitor, they're going to see you're not going to get fined, you're not going to get penalties, you're not going to get all these things that end up costing you money and productivity in the long run. And when you realize that you get all these benefits for this moderately higher price, then you're going to start to wonder why all the other products out there are so cheap. Okay, so then you turn the thing that's a flaw and spin it around and turn it into a benefit. So now you try to position it where, yeah, this is expensive and you want this. If something isn't this expensive, you need to really start questioning what you're getting. And so then it plants that seed of doubt. That can be a really powerful way to get people, if not buying your product, at least considering it and planting doubt with the competition. So then, are there any risks to the competitive product failing? So if somebody buys your competitor's product and it fails, is that going to cause any issues in other areas of the person's business or their life, depending on what you're selling? What are the risks that they're taking on by buying this other thing instead of yours? And then how does your product, so what you're selling, and in our case, our product, how does our product mitigate those risks? All right, so these are all questions and answers that will all go into the marketing campaign and the ad copy, and the sales copy that we're putting in there to really paint the picture of what life looks like with and without this product. And then getting an understanding for what offers are out there. So it's hard to differentiate yourself if you don't know what your competitive offers are. So if you know you need to go up against company XYZ and you don't know what offer they have, you run the risk of offering the same kind of a thing. When you know what the landscape is, then you know what the bar is and how you can set that bar higher. So that could be with your price, that could be with the overall offer, it could be with bonuses, guarantees. Those are all ways that you could make your offer stand apart from everybody else. And then, of course, when you're thinking about your product, what is the offer? What is the bonus? What is the guarantee that is going to make your product a slam dunk? Where in comparison to everybody else out there, it's a no-brainer. They're just going to go get your product, even if it's a little bit different than everybody else's, and actually especially if, depending on how you've done your copywriting. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I appreciate you watching. If you'd like a copy of these questions, go to the address right there and go ahead and get the download, and they'll be off to the races. So anyways, thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for those suck points.